Hey, welcome to DesignCast. I'm Dave,
I'm Scott.
and we're going to be talking about brickwork.
It's been a little while.
Yeah, it has been a while. We've been busy, in and out of town, alternatively or simultaneously. So yeah, you went to Hoopla.
I did. The day that I was going, I discovered it was in West Dallas and not in Janesville anymore.
You went to the right place. Well done.
Yep. So I went with David's neighbor, Kevin, who's also a board game enthusiast, and we went and demoed brickwork. And so played it with a bunch of people throughout the day. A few game designers, people that were wandering by the table, people that have been very helpful with Copper Country, like Ben Garba, and some others, and then the folks from the Spiel also stopped by and played, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The main thing that we were looking to get out of it, other than the usual playtesting, was that we were trying out sort of a very different direction for the game. So we were, Dave had cooked something new up. We tried it throughout the week and decided it was good enough to bring and put in front of people. So you want to talk about that, Dave?
So there have been a number of significant changes to the game. Shared dice pool, removal of 8-pip bricks, what to do with 5s. Since there are no bricks with 5 pips, what to do with them. Reduced action list, some other stuff too, but basically the whole idea was to trim out all the stuff that existed only to support the 8 bricks being in the game. That was a big one. Trim out all the stuff that was fluff, I guess, that wasn't really at the core of roll dice build. So the first one of those things, I think, well, I guess also to increase player interaction. Let's start with that one, increasing player interaction. So we're doing that by taking the dice away from the players individually and having a shared die pool that players pick from.
So essentially you draft the dice in turn order, place one on the board, take the action. So you're no longer working with your set of 2 dice and trying to manipulate them to make them into a certain state. Rather, you're working with a shared pool, trying to anticipate which ones your opponent might want to grab, and grabbing them yourself. And then, of course, there's also sort of a little bit of there's more options that we've opened up, basically by removing the ability of you to block your opponent. And so that adds an extra layer of player interaction. Basically, the way that we allowed players to utilize a space that already has a die in it is by knocking the die off, and it goes back in the die pool. So you're sort of extending the round an extra turn, and depending on who's going first that round, that may benefit one player or the other. Well, probably will benefit one player or the other more.
Right. So there's sort of 2 stages of increased player interaction here. One being that in the first place, you're picking 1 die from a pool that your opponent's also going to pick from. So you have to weigh what you want with what they want. And then the second one being interaction on the board. Whereas if you bump a die off, it's either going to be you or your opponent that gets the extra action from that die being returned to the pool. So you have to judge how much you might want to do a specific thing if that die is going to go to your opponent.
So that was sort of the structure that we were playtesting at Hoopla, and it worked really well. The game is actually a lot snappier. It's a lot less sort of thinky. It's a lot more collect and build, and the thinky that you do is related to more interaction, like how you're anticipating your opponent to act and things like that.
Yeah, it changed from like thinking about what's on the bottom of your dice in the older version of the game.
Yeah.
Or like whether or not you can create doubles because your opponent has something you can copy. It's all gone. And yeah, like you said, it's a lot more. Just thinking about the strategy involved with which dice you pick again, whether or not you're pulling another dice off the board.
So the main piece of feedback, other than hey, it was fun, you know, moved really fast, like playing with bricks, from Hoopla was what do you do with the 5 rolls?
Yeah, 5.
So I guess that's something we'll probably talk about next time, because that's something that we could probably fill an entire episode with.
The whole point of it being that there are no bricks with 5 pips. When you roll a 5, what does that let you do? Does it have to let you do anything or not? And if so,
with the version that we did have, you know, a 5 you could build with, a 5 you could take nudge tokens, which let you manipulate die rolls, and some version of recycle, basically trading in bricks. But you know, yeah, people wanted more.
Yeah, I think we've gone through many different iterations, and next time we'll talk about that journey and where we've ended up.
Talk to you then.
Later.